Hey guys, this is Kirkconnell. It's lobster season, and there's a lot of different little products out there to help catch lobsters, but to be honest, the best lobster tickle stick I've ever had has been the ones that we make. And it's a really easy thing to do. It's not going to take you more than about 5 minutes of work, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, Florida spiny lobsters are very, very strong. The reason they have all those little spines is so that they can push their legs down while they're in the ledge and hook those little hooks all up into the ledge so you can't pull them straight out. So the technique to get them out of there is to take a stick, reach back behind them and just tap them from behind, because they don't like having anything behind them. It makes them walk forward. So you reach back there, tickle, 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 you get them out, and you can either grab them with your hands or you can put the net on them. There's some big lobsters here, so the little fiberglass sticks that people sell to tickle them out, they work, but they're not the best thing. I like to really be able to wrench on them, and with one of these bigger ones like this, you can put it in the back of the hole as well and kind of keep them from going side to side. It blocks them. So I use a couple of different sizes. This is probably the most common one, which is 2.5, 3 foot long. It's small enough that it's not really unwieldy when I'm diving, and it still gives me enough reach to really kind of get behind them and get back in there. Once you've got this flattened, you can bend it as well if you need to have a little more angle, but that seems to be about the best angle right there. Now today I'm going to make a little bit bigger one, because down here in the Treasure Coast you've got some really deep ledges, and this is probably about a 4-footer. I've made them up to 6 and 7 foot for some of the really deep holes we have. Again, this is a very simple, basic thing to make, but for lobster diving it makes a big, big difference, and it's a really useful tool. So all we're going to do with this is we're going to pick one side of it that we want, and we're going to flatten it with a heavy hammer to about that. So it's about 6 inches. We're going to flatten that down and then curve it to where we want to go. So you can use a heavy dive weight. I prefer to use a heavy hammer like this. And you're basically done right there. So that's got a little bit of curve in it. I'm probably going to do a little bit more than that. You can either step on it and turn it, or just bang it with the hammer. And curve it up. So now, when those bigger lobsters get further back in the ledge, you can really reach out there and push them around if you need to, and you can tap them really easily. When you're reaching in there, you don't want to hit them anywhere in the front or in their head. It's always got to be behind them, or they're going to move away from whatever it is. So by having it on their tail towards the back end of them, they're just going to walk towards you. You keep your arms back and your net back so that they're completely clear, or in a place where you know you can get them before you try to pounce on them, because as soon as they feel something in the front, they're gonna scoot back. One of the last things I'll tell you, whenever you're looking at lobsters in a hole, look at their antennas. If their antennas are sticking straight out, that's a good sign. Sometimes they'll have one laid back or both laid back in the hole. That means there's something else in the hole that they're keeping track of, and usually it's a moray eel. So if you see them with one antenna back, you definitely won't want to reach around that side to go for them. Take a good look in there with your light and make sure that there's nothing else in there. But that's a simple, easy tool. Probably cost you 10 bucks to make, and these will last a long time. So I'm Kirkconnell. Thank you for watching. That's how to make a lobster tickle stick.